Hey guys, Luke here, your digital concierge at Gramophone. Today we're going to be taking a look at a very cool unboxing of Focal's Utopia headphone. For those who don't know, the Utopias are some of the best headphones in the world, so I think you guys will really enjoy this one. The creation of the Utopias are the result of 35 years of innovation excellence from Focal, developing some of the finest loudspeakers and of course loudspeaker drivers in the world. And when you hear the Utopias, you'll just be struck with the idea of what audio purity is designed to be. But before we get into that, guys, I want to make sure that you are subscribed to the Gramophone channel. So click that subscribe button and hit that bell notification icon, because we have many product highlights coming up for you of a lot of really high-end and fun products, and I don't want you to miss out on any of it. Let's take a look at some of the finest headphones on planet Earth. That nice, slow anticipation. There it is. You'll see that Utopias in this package come in a travel case, leather book, open up, and look at our accessory pack. Massive and gorgeous looking, fully balanced XLR cable for these headphones. I would use nothing less myself. A little booklet containing all the information for your headphones, your manual, your warranty card, everything that you could need, all very nicely stored. And I feel like this is the kind of small stuff that you'll never lose, because you'll never want to lose this case anyway. And then of course on the inside, this being a travel case, comes with your 3.5mm cable, as you could plug these into your phone if need be. And what really strikes me about this case though is how it's just perfectly form-fitted like a glove to keep these incredible headphones safe. You've got a nice firmness and rigidity to everything in here, yet on the outside that canvas finish is just soft to the touch. Alright guys, so we're going to talk about the features of the Utopia, but real quick, let me give a shout out to the Arch headphone amp, also by Focal, which is designed to be the perfect match to this product. If you guys would like to see a video on this amp, please let me know down in the comments below. Alright, let's get back to the Utopia. This is the world's first purely beryllium headphone driver design, which, if you know anything about beryllium, it's one of the best materials you can possibly make any dynamic speaker driver out of. And Focal is famous for their use of beryllium in their tweeter on some of their best loudspeakers, such as the Sopra and the Utopia series of loudspeakers. Their W tweeter design has been winning multiple awards and considered one of the absolute best in all of the industry by many audiophiles and listeners alike. And what we get in the Utopia headphone is almost just like that, but expanded to work as a full range driver, coming in at 40mm of size, capable of producing a frequency response from as low as 5 Hz to as high as 50,000. Human beings, we hear 20 Hz to 20,000. So that gives us an even wider range than we can hear, so we know we're getting all the detail. And that extra performance speaks to what Focal has been able to achieve in a headphone like this. Really crazy specs on these. And the other crazy part of that is that they did no sort of crossover network or anything like that in this headphone, because the sheer quality of the driver itself and the rest of the headphone's design allowed them to hit those crazy numbers. And one thing that you guys may have noticed is that this is indeed an open back headphone design. If you guys have never heard an open back headphone, it is definitely something you want to experience. It is preferable to use them in a lower noise environment, given that you can hear things in the room passing through the open cups. But the other side of that is, because it is open, sound more naturally expands not only in toward your ears, but also out from it. And that soundstage on a headset for the first time is really engaging. That is only magnified with a headphone like the Utopia, bringing some of the best technically performing headphone drivers ever, and then building it into what is universally considered the best design for a reference grade headphone, being open back. These have an impedance of 80 ohms, so they're not the easiest thing in the world to drive, but they are by no means difficult either. Even your phone can get a little bit of a respectable volume out of these. They have a sensitivity of 104 decibels, which is excellent. That is a very high sensitivity, so they still play quite loud despite that high impedance, even if you don't have a ton of power. And let me tell you, if you do have a ton of power, be careful, because these things can get screaming loud when you plug them into something like the Arch. Lastly, these produce about 0.2% total harmonic distortion at a sound pressure level of 100 decibels, meaning you can make these things be absolutely ear-shattering with still next to no distortion. So at normal, sane listening levels, it's virtually non-existent at all. First and foremost, the Utopia is entirely made in France, like most Focal high-end products. Everything about the Utopia is a design to optimize usability, comfort, and then of course acoustic performance. From every detail of the shape, to how the ear cups are cut, to how the ribbing and designs of the carbon fiber spokes work, and even from the outer design of the ear cups where it's been vented for that open back performance. The Utopias are a masterclass in headphone design. Just by holding and seeing these, you can learn something about high-end audio, as absolutely everything on this headphone has been optimized to the smallest detail and to the highest extent. So the weight of the Utopia headphones is 1.08 pounds. Now, while this is a little bit heavier than some headphones you may be accustomed to, you almost don't even feel it, as every bit of the design of this headphone has been optimized to ensure you get max comfort. Those lambskin leather pads and headband evenly distribute the weight very well, and I don't currently feel like I have any particular pressure point. This is an excellent design for comfort. Speaking of design, you have these incredible carbon fiber band, and they just turn into these spokes seamlessly, and the way they make that curve I think looks really cool, and you can tell someone put a lot of work into getting that to be perfect. The carbon fiber makes these not only incredibly strong, as we know carbon fiber is one of the most rigid materials around, but the aesthetic is amazing. You can look closely and see those lines, that checkered pattern in the carbon fiber we all know and love. Looking at the sides of the ear cups here, you can see the vented design that makes these open back. The grill on the outside of the driver itself, this is an exact copy of the tweeter grill that comes from some of Focal's absolute best loudspeakers. And of course, calling out Focal with the very nicely polished Focal badge on the side as well. The ear cups are all memory foam and genuine lambskin. They are supple and incredibly smooth to the touch, not too stiff, but also has that good support. I felt no hot spots of pressure, but that the grip was even and very relaxed. And lastly, notice the connectors on the bottom. These are a 2-pin fully shielded LEMO connector, giving this the ability to be used with a wide range of cabling options and making sure that the connectors are very durable. You never have to worry about wearing these out. They're in it for the long haul. So the Utopia is a passive and wired headphone, so it needs to be plugged into some sort of amplification, and obviously that needs to have some kind of source going to it. That can be as simple as using the 3.5mm cable and coming out of your phone, as these are low enough impedance that while they won't get very loud enough to listen to, and it'll work. Something like that, though, of course, wouldn't be the best experience for a headphone of this caliber, whereas something like the Arch would be, not only because it allows you the use of the balance cable, which I'll talk more about in just a second, but because it has excellent amplification and signal handling. This is pretty much all you need, as both of these are very high fidelity, very high quality cable options, especially the XLR. This is a fully balanced headphone cable. I can tell you balanced cables are the way to go if it is an option available to you, because they produce a little bit of a louder signal, and the way that they handle that signal totally divides up left from right on independent ground, so purity is maximized. Guys, I can tell you the Focal Utopia is one of the most amazing listening experiences that I've had. The first time I experienced something quite like this, a headphone on this level paired up with an amp this good as well, it was pretty transformative, to say the least. The Utopias have a turn on a dime speed and quickness to them, where every note comes through. There's a bit of an airiness because of how quickly the beryllium can move. It just gives you this sense of space almost between each individual note. They can sometimes sound a little thin, but that can always be corrected with a little bit of EQ, and that's mostly informed by the type of song you're listening to anyway. A warm song is still going to sound warm. These come in at $4,400, but it is absolutely worth it as you get that wonderful travel case and the additional XLR cable in addition to the 3.5mm cable. If you're considering this new Utopia box set, please consider picking up the Focal Arch headphone amp to go with it. It's purpose-built to work perfectly with the Utopia. It even has a custom preset for optimizing its amplification for this headphone. If you guys are ready to experience personal audio bliss, head on over to skybygramophone.com. Link is in the description down below. You can pick up a pair of Utopias for yourself and have them shipped fast and free straight to your door after a secure checkout. And while you're there, I've got to say it again, check out the Arch headphone amp as well. Whether or not you guys are looking for project ideas, if you need to schedule a service request, or if you'd like to speak to one of our hi-fi home theater and interior design experts, get inspired at gramophone.com. And if you have a question for me about anything I've covered on the channel, ask at gramophone.com. It would be my pleasure to help you out. And of course, guys, don't forget to come visit us at one of our showrooms. We have this set on display at most of our locations. Come experience it for yourself. You can come to Timonium, Columbia, and Gaithersburg, Maryland. And while you're out, don't forget to check out our beautiful kitchen design center in Hunt Valley, Maryland. Also, you can now find us on social media. Be sure to check us out on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and many more. The links will be down below. All right, guys, you know what to do. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and like this video. Drop a comment down below, tell me your thoughts, and subscribe to the Gramophone channel for all of your audio and home theater needs. Of course, guys, I always want to hear back from you. Tell me everything you think and feel about the Utopia and Focal products in general, and please tell me what you'd like to see from us in the future. It's always a pleasure doing these for you guys. Be seeing you.